Master Grade Rezel Type C General Reveal Defensor A and B Units. Hey, what's up again everybody? It's Robert184, 2Rs2Bs, gundam.tk, and for the Rezel Type C in its General Reveal colors, you've already seen the unbox, the plates, the parts, and the actual mobile suit with both the Defensor A and B units on. Now it's time to see this transformable mobile suit transformed. The manual for the transformation is going to be a little bit strange because it actually has a plate laid out there. You're going to be using a piece from the J plate there, and you can see that they're focusing both on the A and the B for the transformation. Generally, they just tell you to start with one or the other. And A or B, you'll actually start by taking off this part, which is from the backpack and not specifically associated for the A or B units. You'll use this for both. You're actually going to slide this whole thing off, and then take the backpack parts here, and these, if you do it properly, are going to open up like this. The arms are going to get popped out of their sockets there so that they're much longer than they normally would be. Next is a combination of bending this part up here, and then you're going to have one of the better head elevators I think I've ever seen in Gundam there. You just take the head and you pop it down. You can see it slide down in there. Open up the chest, and then you're going to bring this up and on top of it, so you can see that it's going to start covering things up. And then you can take this rear waist skirt here, which is going to be in this position, open it up. And between the elevator head that works as it should when it should, it's also satisfying to go for the ab crunch there and squeeze those together. It's then hip pop time, as you're not going to have any impact here on the side skirts, which are going to slide out along with the legs. And then it's twist after twist here with the shoulders, and you're going to want to really be studying the manual carefully to make sure that you get these very twistable parts into exactly the right position. It's a good time to stop and comment to say that the manual isn't really doing itself that many favors with pictures like this one. And though the legs at the moment here with the hips out and everything in an open position feel incredibly unsecure, the shoulders themselves are going to do a decent job. Again, you're going to have about 4 moving parts. You've got to get them in the right place, but what you're able to do is get those arms under the front skirts, and these are going to feel like they're actually fit in there fairly well now. And then that open hip mechanism there, what you're going to do is, this is the backpack. The legs are going to go on the outside, come up over the top, and then bend down like this. All the while you've got these side skirts, which haven't been in the way very much so far. Now I hope you all have better luck with those hips, but so far for me they are not very cooperative, very easy to dislodge. Even though they do have a nice natural recess that's actually going to attach into the orange part, but it is starting to look something more Rezel-ish here when it's actually in its transform mode. Now it's time to get the skirts in the right place, which is going to be here pointing to the back. Then it's easier to see why the Rezel Type C is still going to be coming with the classic weapons like the shield. You're going to take this J piece here and slide it on. It's not going to be very snug here, as it's going to want to go off the tracks actually if you try to push on it, and it can slide to forward very, very easily. But you are going to be using this as a connecting point as you put this on the underside. But it's the dubious front skirt here that's actually going to be holding this on. You attach the back part in first before plugging in the front of the chest armor there. The head is going to be a little bit exposed, but of course in the process of it, this piece is going to fall off at the drop of a hat, and the leg, of course, also very easy to dislodge. Here's a look at the old boxy Rezel here without any of the A or the B units attached onto it, and even the side wings are still omitted there. It is going to be a little bit of trouble getting them up on here just because of the fact that the shield is going to slide out of there so easily, and of course if you do dislodge them, with all the no luck that I've had with the hips so far, it's very easy for the legs themselves to pop off. You'll probably want to take off the skirts to get them attached back on there. But otherwise, I think I like the boxy look more than I expected. If you look at the back there, 333 and a whole bunch of thrusters there on the side skirts, just absolutely loaded there, and the cannon in the front of the shield is looking good, and the head is well hidden while still showing off some of those cool orange colors. And here's a view from the top. But to be unit up, it's going to be a lot less frustrating, as these arms are so well designed. They've got these little tick marks everywhere that you can use, and you can see one up here as well, and everything is going to lock in nice and neat into place. Then the mega particle cannons that were pulled off along with part of this wing assembly are just going to get reattached. And here is a slightly from below view. You can see that nothing's going to change in the back. All that it's going to do is become a lot more front heavy there, which again is a slightly good thing as it's going to help keep it on the shield. But all of the guns and the cannons there are going to be looking pretty good. And remember that these ones are movable. So you've got the option of pulling them out over there, maneuvering those smaller wings into whatever position you want. And then the view from the top is going to be looking pretty cool there with the big guns coming forward and the cannons on the sides. And even if the body itself is going to have to be sloped down, you can twist the weapons up for a much more forward-looking appearance. And still, I'd say that this guy is looking pretty sharp, a lot better than the original Rezel box. If you want to go A unit, you'll just be pulling off things like the cannons and the launchers, and then it's time to take all of these parts and attach them back on and hopefully not send this guy flying off this base. And here is the A Defensor unit veering to the left with the weight up here, as you can guess, on an action-based one, with the bonus of the regular beam rifle getting it added on to the cannon that's already going to be built into the shield. Actually, the beam rifle seems to make it fit a little bit more securely onto that attachment part over here. Bandai's going to be telling you to move these the wings at certain angles, but the nice part of this is that you're going to have the freedom to move it around at whatever set of angles you want. For a look like this, and I've got to say that even though he's going to have fins, spikes, and huge beam sabers sticking out all over the place, it's definitely going to continue adding to that boxy feel that the Master Grade Rezel, well, any Rezel, is going to have when it's transformed. However, that's not necessarily a bad thing, as when it goes full missile massacre here, even from below, you're going to see a lot of the rounds, and the view is even better. Because the 40 missiles that seem to be hidden when he's in his MS mode are all going to be on full display when they're out this way. And can you go ahead and combine A and B? Why not? Missiles, sabers, launchers, cannons. If this guy wasn't ready for war before, you'd think that he definitely is now. But ultimately, like with any transformation in Gundam, it's going to depend on the process that gets there and the end result of the looks. And of course, if you're only going to have one of these on your shelf, you'll have to decide MS or the transform mode. It's always going to be up to you whether you're a fan of the Wave Rider, and in this case, you've got even more choices with the regular Rezel and the A and B Defensor units. Anyway, everybody, I'd love to hear what you think about the transformation and about the looks, with a comment down below, and stick around for my final thoughts and the verdict, all the good and bad, about everything to do with this kit, transformed or not. Anyway, everybody, Robert184, thanks for watching. See ya.